small change when it comes to countries that can take decisions, and when they speak, the world listens.
The General Assembly is a very democratic forum. I mean, and Trinidad and Tobago has the same vote as Canada, in spite of the obvious difference in size.
This is Face of Sports, WESN Content Capital. How you felt about the kiss on the lip?
That's the business. I'm not to do with that.
And I find that was distasteful.
The national senior team, whether you like it or not, that is the model for all other teams to follow.
I'm assuming that the regional requirement may be a much stricter requirement.
This is not about Pro League and Super League. This is a league run by the normalization committee that I'm responsible for.
Nobody expected FIFA to fund this arrangement.
If we don't get a professional attitude towards this, we are doomed for failure.
You break the balance, trip the leg, control the body.
They ain't gonna stand put forever.
Why you want the Chiefs to lose so? Why you want the Chiefs to lose so?
They already have two. Lamar don't
Why?
have.
You're jealous because you know the Chiefs getting closer to the Patriots. Let's go to the last part.
No,
let's go to the last part.
Always, we appreciate you starting your day with us. Let's get into this morning's first conversation.
Is the country's healthcare system more at risk more than ever?
Why it has remained unaddressed for so long.
Political parties get lots of cash, big cash from financiers, and then when they get that now, you can't account for it.
But it's really the specialist nurses who we are in a greater shortfall for.
We can tap into the resources and have them, at least form some mentorship programs.
Highlight our food systems, and which will attract persons from all over the world to come and experience something that, actually supports the local economy.
We're lucky that we have a vibrant legal system that allows change to take place, and it's not that matters are just swept under the carpet and discrimination is allowed to be perpetrated.
A lot of people don't know that, there were attempts to ban the carnival, suppress the carnival.
WESN.
Good morning and welcome to AM Prime on WESN. I am Naomi McNish. This morning we are looking at the January 12th Tobago House of Assembly elections as it nears. Political tensions are rising on the island. PNM political leader Penelope Beckles-Robinson has issued a warning to Tobagonians about alleged election handouts, while also expressing confidence in the PNM that the PNM can reclaim the THA. At the same time, questions continue to swirl over the presence of a U.S.-operated radar system in Tobago and the government's handling of public concerns as well. So this morning, we're joined by the opposition leader, Penelope Beckles, to discuss the campaign climate, governance in Tobago, and the national security issues now dominating the conversations. Good morning, Mrs. Robinson. I'm doing well. Thank you. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Great. Thank you so much for taking the time this morning to join me. I want to get into, the THA elections. You said you are confident that the PNM will emerge victorious in this upcoming election. What gives you that confidence at this point in the campaign?
Okay, well, at the end of the day, when you are campaigning, when you are participating in a process, it's important to be positive. Mm-hmm. It's important to send a signal to your, persons who want to vote for you about the importance of being confident. So it's not that I'm going to say that, yes, we will be, I can guarantee you a victory, but I think it's important to demonstrate confidence. Our candidates were in the field since July. The political leader, PNM Tobago, Ansel Dennis, and the Tobago Council, they very early, they got involved in the screening exercise. I mean, it's public knowledge that at this time, there is only one seat held by the People's National Movement, Kelvin Morris. So we understood the importance of doing a lot of work over the last couple of years, being in opposition. So we have been working very hard. We have been listening to the people. Ansel Dennis, who himself lost his seat by just a few votes. So there has been, going out into the public. You would have seen that Sunday the PNM Tobago, there was the official launch of the manifesto. So they've been out in the field. They have been preparing. I mean, it's not the first time we have been in opposition, but we understand the importance of us returning to government. As it relates to the two Tobago seats, which is Tobago East and Tobago West, those two seats as well, the People's National Movement in the recently concluded general elections, we were unsuccessful. So that is really important for us to take these elections very seriously, and we are saying to the people of Tobago that it's very important that the voice of the People's National Movement returns to the THA, moving, of course, from one seat. And we are looking forward to a victory.
Right. Now, you're warning to Tobagonians to be cautious about alleged or potential money and toy distributions ahead of the elections. Why was it important, or why is it important for you to raise that publicly, at this time, or is it that you're hearing things specifically related to situations like this?
I mean, I have been out in the field, and you are talking to people who are expressing concerns about, about handouts, about offers. It's not that this is anything usual. I mean, it's happened in Trinidad, in many of the constituencies as well. We know that Laoketa was one of the constituencies targeted, and it was a public, distribution of all sorts of goodies to the people in that constituency. So it's based on what I heard. It's based on the people of Tobago. They are very God-fearing, very religious. On a Saturday and a Sunday, that, I mean, going to church is really very, very important for them. And it's important, I mean, yes, you understand that very often in the election process, people will offer all sorts of things. But at the end of the day, I'm saying to the people of Tobago, it's not about what they offer you in terms of goodies. It's more important about their policies and their programs, their vision for Tobago. That is what is critical. So in saying that, it is to say to them that when that decision comes on the 12th of January, we are asking you to not allow yourself to be influenced by, whether they offer you, whether it's gifts or whatever, but it's more important to look at policies, look at programs, look at projects, and more importantly, look at the history of the People's National Movement, look at the performance over the years in terms of project, look at the vision going forward, and that really should be the focus.
Can you say unequivocally that the PNM and its candidates will not, engage in any sort of inducements, mudslinging, or negative campaigning?
Well, I mean, traditionally, that has not been the policy of the People's National Movement. Even, I mean, I was there in Buku, let's say, for example, you would have seen that the complaints about what transpired that day, nomination day, and, all efforts were made by the People's National Movement. I mean, that's the area of Ansel Dennis to really, avoid getting into that. At the end of the day, we all have to understand that when the elections is completed, you have to live together in your communities. Tobago is a very small, it's an island, small. I mean, everybody knows everyone. So yes, on the political hustlings, you can, sometimes the tensions can get high, the emotions can get high, but at the end of the day, you should really avoid a situation where There's mudslinging. I mean, there's criticisms. You always have constructive criticisms. As you get closer to the election, yes, you're going to have criticisms, and people are likely to say things that you may or may not regret. But the truth is that the most important thing is to remember you're an island. The issue of unity, the issue of respect is very, very important, and not just allegations for the sake of allegations, but more importantly, to recognize that you want people to have a good understanding as to what is your vision, what is your future, what are the benefits, particularly for young people. And when you look at the manifesto recently launched, I really want to congratulate Mr. Ansel Dennis and the Tobago Council and all those responsible for focusing on what is important to Tobago, focusing on youth, focus on education, focus on healthcare, focus on tourism. And it's an excellent manifesto, and I really want to ask the people of Tobago to read the manifesto. Look at the performance of the People's National Movement that celebrates 70 years next year, and say to yourself, if you have to make a choice, CPP or the People's National Movement.
Right. Now, as you raise that point about the manifesto and,
Yes.
The Tobago Council leader, Ansel Dennis, he would have said that Tobago has fallen behind over the past 4 years. And now, if we look at that in practical terms, what would a PNM-led THA do differently this time around?
Well, it's more than just differently. Is you do an assessment, you do an overall analysis in terms of, where you were 4 years ago, listening to the people. What do they want? What do they want differently? What are the expectations? So when you look at the manifesto, if I can just focus on a couple areas, we understand that in Tobago, for example, the issue of housing is important, the issue of agriculture, and that's related to the tourism sector. So that you look at the manifesto, they talk about, land for persons who want to get involved in agriculture. You talk about the continuation of doing projects in the water sector. So notwithstanding the fact that they have completed the Southwest wastewater project, there are still areas in Tobago that want an improved water supply. You talk about the utility sector. You have had Cove, that has been there for a number of years, but persons who want to get involved in industry, what are the incentives? So education, a new additional school in the Scarborough area, but all the time showing to the people of Tobago, listen, let's go back and see how we have performed before, so you know that when we speak, we're not just speaking because we want to do X. We want to say to you, this is what we have done in the education sector. Look at Speyside. This is what we will do now when we return to government. Scarborough build another school in Scarborough. In the health sector, you look and see that you have done the Scarborough Hospital, you have done Roxborough, then you want to do some additional new health facilities. As it relates to education, again, looking at Tobago University, focusing, of course, on areas of climate change, the marine sector, agriculture, again, sports. I mean, Tobago traditionally has done very well in sports. You've had a number of Tobagonians, coming from Dwight York in football. You have had, and then another area is that of culture. And we see that as it relates to the steel band, how well Tobago has been doing. So there are a number of areas, as I said, housing, education, the healthcare, but the most important thing, let us show let us do some reflection, let's do some analysis, look and see the success of the People's National Movement when we were in office. ATP James, the Booker Reef, and the fact that there was always this complaint about not having, sufficient, boats and vessels to be able to take goods to Tobago as well as people transportation. And you have seen that during the tenure of the People's National Movement, you have seen improvement in almost every area.
Right. And the things that you have listed from the manifesto, are these things that you believe are reachable, let's say, in the short term, because Tobagonians are looking for change and action now?
And that's why anytime you talk about whether or not you can deliver, it's important for you to do some reflection and see over the years what a THA government did. So I'm saying that in every single area, whether it be in the housing sector, because lots were given in terms of bell gardens, houses were constructed, whether you look in terms of transportation, how you have, the ATP James, as I said, the Boca Reef, the Cabo Star, all of those projects were done under the People's National Movement. Moving forward, looking at digitization of the public sector, so that it means that you can much more easily access information. So I would say to the people of Tobago, the evidence is there over the years in all the different sectors. Ansel Dennis, going back to Orville London, Kelvin Charles, Tracy Davidson Celestin. So we have had leaders that have demonstrated that they have always put Tobago first. Of course, we're now saying put Tobago first again, because the feeling is that as we move forward, it's very, very important for the people of Tobago to understand that that is where the philosophy is. Put Tobago first again.
Right. Now, when we look at national security and we've seen there were images that came up of U.S. military support facilities linked to the radar in Tobago, and you've called for the government to clarify or to be more forthcoming with the public concerning this. What specifically are you asking the government to clarify then?
Well, the issue has to be one of consultation. I mean, let's be frank. It's a twin island state, and if it is that you woke up one morning, people of Tobago, and there's this installation of a radar, it has to be an issue of consultation. I mean, I made the point very clear that we all understand that as it relates to national security issues, there are times when you're going to be very, very careful, and you may not want to share with the public every single detail of a particular decision that you have made. I mean, that is clear. You would have seen, for example, in Trinidad, we filed several questions in the Parliament, and they are utilizing the section and the regulations that basically says, in the interest of the public, you don't have to disclose X. Okay, so that's one example that we've found that this government has been utilizing that consistently to not share information, and we don't agree with that. But the truth is that even as you say to the public, listen, we are going to do X, we would not give you any details, but at least you tell the public that you're going to do it. So let's go back to the radar, the installation of the radar. Look at the time frame. First, no one is sure what is going to happen. You heard that they were going to fix the road, if you recall. That was one, fix the road. Then nobody was sure whether a radar was going to be installed. Then the radar was installed. Then the Prime Minister said, well, she kept it a secret. Then we found out that the Chief Secretary was never consulted. I mean, if you have established that you have a Chief Secretary in Tobago, then it must be at least that person must be given information, but then because the issue of the trust factor comes in, and particularly persons that live around the area where the radar exists. I mean, if you're reading the information in the media, people are concerned. You live near this radar, and you don't know exactly what the radar can and cannot do. The other issue is what is happening to the data. So one expects at least that at a leadership level, you say to the public, you say to the people of Tobago, we are going to install this. This is what it can and cannot do. We may not give you all the details. But if in the public domain, you are now hearing that this radar is going to assist in narco trafficking, this radar is going to detect drugs, this radar will be able, because the facility exists, to be able to say a boat, some boat is there, to say people are there. And then the manufacturers of the radar says, listen, that is not what this radar is for. So clearly it must be that the people of Tobago will become suspicious. So what am I saying? As a PNM-led THA, it is always that it's important to consult with the people of Tobago. Be transparent. Don't put the people of Tobago in a position where they begin to question whether the information that you have provided to them is not accurate. And that is the main concern for us. And it would have, the Prime Minister visited Tobago some months ago and spoke on a number of issues, spoke about autonomy, spoke about the fact that you don't need legislation to give Tobago additional money. She addressed the people of Tobago. And that was just actually, you know, a month or so before the establishment of the radar. So, you know, if it is that you were in Tobago, you spoke to the people of Tobago, you told them X, Y, and Z, how is it that within a short space of time, you are not able to speak to the people of Tobago or speak to the Chief Secretary and share with him at least that you want to install a radar? That's a leader in Tobago. And if you don't want to share that information with him, then the public and the people of Tobago must be concerned that they are not being consulted, and certainly they are not given what we would call due process and information to which I think they're entitled.
Right. Now, apart from, you know, the Prime Minister not discussing or letting the Chief Secretary know about the radar beforehand, she would have mentioned to the public as well that the U.S. military facilities linked to the radar in Tobago are merely support offices. Do you think that explanation was sufficient or not, just based on what she could probably give the public?
Well, that information was only given based on continuous pressure. Well, that certainly is not sufficient. I mean, what exactly does that mean? I don't know that the Tobagonians feel any better with that information that is provided, especially having regard to the fact that the manufacturers are saying something that's totally different. So in my humble view, that is not sufficient. And I'm sure if you speak to the average person in Tobago, they continue to be very concerned. They continue to be very worried. And more importantly, very disappointed about the fact that their Chief Secretary in particular wasn't consulted, and to a large extent still isn't aware. And if you listen to the Chief Secretary's position, he has said, listen, if I was given the option, the radar, you know, he would not have accepted the radar. The most important question for the people of Tobago, why did you select Tobago? I mean, why would you select Tobago? It's an island, a place that you just visited, say absolutely nothing about it, and not say to the people of Tobago, when we considered our options as it relates to where this radar should be placed, we selected Tobago for the following reasons. So at least people will have an understanding, but even that is not in the public domain.
There have been like many conversations around, well, the idea of Tobago autonomy. Tobago has always been asking for more autonomy, but where do you think that balance lies in terms of, you know, our nation is Trinidad and Tobago. Tobago can't be one of its own. So how much autonomy do you think is it okay for Tobago to have?
Well, you would recall that the legislation was brought before the Parliament. The consultations took place for quite a while. I mean, there have been amendments to the THA. As a matter of fact, when the original piece of legislation was debated in the Parliament, I was a senator at the time. If you go to Tobago as the Prime Minister, as the leader of the country, and you speak about autonomy, and you say to the Tobagonians, a month before this radar is established, that you're going to give them greater autonomy. And the first opportunity you have to demonstrate what autonomy means is that you install a radar with no consultation, no transparency. So clearly, I mean, that can't be autonomy. And autonomy does not mean that the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago in decision-making process wouldn't consult even on very sensitive issues, because you have to trust. The issue I think people understand is that you may not be able to give every single detail, but you must be able to at least share the philosophy. And where possible, if you have someone coming in from abroad, let's say even for the installation of the radar, that at least they give to the chief secretary some kind of idea, so there's a certain element of comfort as to what is taking place on the island. So let's go to the issue of financing as an example. That's always the Constitution says what percentage of the budget should be allocated to Tobago. And in the recent budget debate, you would actually see that the money allocated to Tobago by this government, as compared was what was allocated to the PNM from the People's National Movement in our budget. More money was allocated under the People's National Movement than under this government. It's a combination of not just the allocation, not just the percentage, but what is also allocated under several other ministries. And there has been no denial when we in the People's National Movement made it very clear that under a PNM, you actually were allocated much more money than under the United National Congress.
Now,
so I just wanted to make the point that the consultation took place prior to the autonomy bill being laid and debated in the parliament. And it's important to remember that the UNC did not support that bill. We therefore await, if it is that they have a new bill to be brought before the parliament, what does that mean? Because our bill was based on consultations taking over for quite a period, and the recommendations contained in that bill was based on the request of the people of Tobago.
And having conversations with members of current members of the THA, they've expressed that they feel that they have more autonomy now than they did before. And not just, I mean, you said something just now about their allocated funds, and many of them believe also that they've gotten, this is the most that they've gotten from the last budget. This is the most that they've gotten in a very, very long time. And it's something that Tobago is looking forward to and looking forward to utilizing in their way, and to, you know, get the things done that they need to get done.
Well, I mean, the truth is that you're in an election campaign. And if you say that, you have to prove it. I mean, you know, I spoke in the budget debate and I made it very clear based on the figures and the allocation that was not so. So if it is you are saying that, then tell us exactly what are these new projects. I mean, you go to Tobago and people are asking, over the last 4 years, with the allocation you have received, what exactly have you done? I mean, on the flip side to that is, over the last couple of years, from the several chief secretaries that existed under the People's National Movement, you can actually see the improvement. So you can't just say that without providing the data. The data does not exist to support that.
Right. I do want to begin to wrap up the conversation. I would like you to leave a message with Tobagonians coming up to the elections, you know, persons who might feel uncertain, unsure, and not sure which direction to go in.
Well, I would simply say to the people of Tobago that, you know, on the 12th of January, the election takes place, and it's always about choices. It's about choices, and when you choose in an election period, you're looking at leadership. I mean, so you have the comparison of Ansel Dennis and Farley Augustine. The question is, Ansel has been there. He's been there for quite a while. And you have seen under his leadership, his commitment to Tobago, and the fact that during the period that he was there, you saw Tobago improved, you saw Tobago developed. We also do not separate Ansel Dennis, Orville Lundell, Tracy Davidson, Celestine, because it's Kelvin Charles, because it's a continuum of policy. So in the People's National Movement, we do not change our policy substantially. I mean, you can improve on it based on your consultations with the people. Look at the manifesto, look at what the PNM THA would look like. Look at the history of the People's National Movement in terms of infrastructural development, as I mentioned, you know, the going from the Cabo Star, ATP James, Bucco Reef. So if you look at that area, if you look at the water sector, look at the Hillsborough Dam, look at the Southwest Tobago project, multiplicity of projects that has been done both in the water sector as well as the electrical sector, the establishment of the Cove Estate, look at the health sector, as I said, the Scarborough, the Roxborough Hospital. So look at what is being offered now in the agricultural sector in terms of land being made available, the various grants that are there. The tourism sector, and let's look even in the COVID period where money was made available to the tourism sector, to the credit union movement. And I'm saying to the people of Tobago, the People's National Movement over the years has demonstrated a commitment to the development of Tobago. So in every area, education, healthcare, the tourism sector, the agricultural sector, the cultural sector, particularly, I think the focus now on young people. And you're seeing where in every area there is now a emphasis on youth in agriculture, youth in sport, youth in education, digitalization projects. And I believe that the young people in particular should read that manifesto, and you would see where there's a greater focus now on young people. So I say to you, when you go out on the 12th of January 2026, the People's National Movement, over its 70-year period and over the years that we have led the Tobago House of Assembly, we have demonstrated that we can do the job. There is a leader, Mr. Ansel Dennis. You have 15 candidates in all the respective areas. We are offering 15 candidates that are experienced, that are committed, that know their areas, that are willing to put Tobago first again. And I'm saying, therefore, come the 12th of January, vote for the standard bearers under the People's National Movement and return the THA to the People's National Movement.
Before we close, I wanted to ask this. Does the PNM or did the PNM have to put in more work coming up to these elections, seeing as in the April 20th election, general elections, Tobago, the TPP, won both seats? Do you think that that kind of put more pressure on campaigning now, or trying to regain the trust of Tobagonians to the PNM?
Well, I wouldn't say that it put more pressure, but if you have lost the 2 seats at the general elections, it clearly means you have to do your homework. You have to go back to the people, talk to them a little more, consult, listen. When you look at the voter turnout, the voter turnout, from my information, would have been just about 50% or just over that. So it means a number of people did not vote, and they were not happy. And so that, as I mentioned, Ansel Dennis, the leader, he has been going out in the public, completing been listening and developing the manifesto would have been based on consultations over not just the last 4 years or so, but more recently, the new candidates interacting with the public, they too would have some ideas. So this manifesto that they are presenting to the public, it is based on consultations with the people of Tobago. And I want to say to the people of Tobago that the time is right to return the THA to the People's National Movement.
Thank you very much, Ms. Beckles Robinson.
Thank you as well.
For joining me.
Have a lovely day.
Same
Thanks
to
again.
you. Stay safe. All right, so we are going to take a quick break now. Stay with me and we'll be right back.
It's Christmas time, and with your family you'll spend every evening watching a movie on WESN. The classics that fill your heart with merriment and cheer as we celebrate together the most wonderful time of the year.
This is my island in December.
This Christmas, WESN celebrates with you as the content capital brings the big screen classics. Gather your family and tune in to WESN from December 1st to 31st at 8 p.m. nightly for We Christmas Movie Classics.
Santa's coming to town! Santa! Oh my God! Santa here? I know him! I know him!
Only on WESN, Content Capital.
Maybe he landed here totally by coincidence. But if by chance he's admiring your fresh coat of Benjamin Moore soft sky blue, well, that's a pretty high compliment. Coming from an expert.
Money is something we all deal with, but how many of us truly understand it? What if you could make better decisions with your money? Decisions that secure your future, protect your family, and bring you peace of mind. I'm Darren Jacobs, and I'm here to help you make sense of your dollars. Welcome to Dollars and Cents, the show that breaks down the financial world in ways that matter to you. No jargon, no confusion, just real conversations about money, your money. So join me every Wednesday at 10 a.m. on WESN for Dollars and Cents.
Pastor J, I want to get a tattoo.
You really want
to me. Respond to me how you would respond to me.
The first question I'll ask is why?
Controversial taboo topics.
We get so consumed by church, we forget that we have to live the life of being a Christian outside of the Sunday.
Like you say,
services.
we think going to a service makes us a Christian.
Exactly.
Yeah. Right. So here we are about to hear the second time Pastor J wanted to take a tattoo.
Would have been late last year and early this year.
Oh gosh.
Hope Unfiltered podcast with Pastor J and Ren.
Knowing how to tell authentic is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Find it, match it, search it. Step 1. Find the style number on the tag. Step 2. Match the style number inside the jersey with the number on the tag. Step 3. Search it. A quick Google search of the style number will verify the jersey is authentic when the search results match the jersey being searched. Don't be fooled by counterfeit jerseys. Before you buy, remember to find it, match it, search it.
Fan Zone, 2 locations nationwide. Center City Mall, Chaguanas, and Movietown, Port of Spain. Nationwide delivery available.
Every word, every line, every paragraph depicts a real moment in someone's life. A father, a sister, a mother, a brother. We at Newsday are dedicated to you, the people, and through independent, unwavering journalism, strive to always bring your stories to life. Because your stories are more than just words. Newsday, independent and credible.
It's Christmas time, and with your family you'll spend every evening watching a movie on WESN. The classics that fill your heart with merriment and cheer as we celebrate together the most wonderful time of the year.
This is my island in December.
This Christmas, WESN celebrates with you as the content capital brings the big screen classics.
Yes!
Gather your family and tune in to WESN from December 1st to 31st at 8 p.m. nightly for We Christmas Movie Classics.
Santa's coming to town! Santa! Oh my God! Santa here? I know him! I know him!
Only on WESN, Content Capital.
Maybe he landed here totally by coincidence. But if by chance he's admiring your fresh coat of Benjamin Moore soft sky blue, well, that's a pretty high compliment. Coming from an expert.
Our award-winning show is back, and this season promises to be even more exciting than before. What's Up, Doc isn't just a title, it's a call to action for anyone who wants to improve their health and well-being. Join us on this thrilling ride towards better health on WESN Content Capital.
This is Face of Sports, WESN Content Capital. How you felt about the kiss on the lip?
That's the business, I'm nothing to do with that.
I find that was distasteful.
The national senior team, whether you like it or not, that is the model for all other teams to follow.
I'm assuming that the regional requirement may be a much stricter requirement.
This is not about Pro League and Super League. This is a league run by the Normalization Committee that I'm responsible for.
Nobody expected FIFA to fund this arrangement.
If we don't get a professional attitude towards this, we are doomed for failure.
You break the balance, trip the leg, control the body.
They ain't gonna stand put forever.
Why you want the Chiefs to lose so? Why you want the Chiefs to lose so?
They already have two. Lamar don't
Why?
have.
You're jealous because you know the Chiefs getting closer to the Patriots. Let's go to the last part.
No,
of the
not no.
Let's go to the last part.
This is 10 Questions. I'm Andy Johnson. The distance from where we should be in the world in going forward on our commitments with climate change.
The effects of climate change that cannot be accounted for. It's called loss and damage, and we're seeing loss and damage happening so much more in this decade and the previous decade.
The principal term there was this question of the correspondent banking issues.
That is why we're trying to build capacity with this country here, Trinidad and Tobago, and other countries in the region. Man
is not showing any signs of stopping or even slowing down. More than half of the forest in Trinidad is already gone.
All the plants and all the animals and all of the nice clean water and fresh air and everything had to be on this planet for humanity to have a chance.
We have small change when it comes to countries that can take decisions, and when they speak, the world listens.
The General Assembly is a very democratic forum. And Trinidad and Tobago has the same vote as Canada, in spite of the obvious difference in size.
You are watching Strictly Legal on WESN Content Capital. Just give an overview of what exactly is that split arrangement.
Now you don't need to register nothing. We can do that another time. But then it becomes a hit, and then everybody starts to want to claim.
The laws that predate many of the independent countries' constitutions are going to be those colonial laws.
We know there are an infinite amount of circumstances that would lead to a murder.
I have a great idea and I have a great concept, but until it's actually expressed, it does not become intellectual property.
Accomplishments or targets of a forensic accountant is to quantify what may have been lost.
They believe we defend criminals and we manipulated the law and we exploited the system.
A responsible journalist will reach out to the person who they have the information on for a comment.
Pastor J, I want to get a tattoo.
You really
respond
wanna
to me.
respond to you?
How you would respond to me.
The first question I'll ask is why.
Controversial taboo topics.
We get so consumed by church, we forget that we have to live the life of being a Christian outside of the Sunday.
Like you say,
services.
we think going to a service makes us a Christian.
Exactly.
Yeah. Right. So we are about to hear the second time Pastor J wanted to take a tattoo.
Would have been late last year and early this year.
Oh gosh.
Hope Unfiltered podcast with Pastor J and Ren.
Money is something we all deal with, but how many of us truly understand it? What if you could make better decisions with your money? Decisions that secure your future, protect your family, and bring you peace of mind. I'm Darren Jacobs, and I'm here to help you make sense of your dollars. Welcome to Dollars and Cents, the show that breaks down the financial world in ways that matter to you. No jargon, no confusion, just real conversations about money, your money. So join me every Wednesday at 10 a.m. on WESN for Dollars and Cents.
The home of Caribbean content is growing, and we welcome you to be a part of the #1 platform for young personalities who are driven to make a positive impact in society. As we continue to reach every corner of Trinidad and Tobago through our daily broadcasts, our social media pages, or through our 75+ digital billboards across the nation, contact us to learn about our competitive rates via marketing at wesncc.com or call us at 628-5835. WESN Content Capital, television with a difference.
It's Christmas time, and with your family you'll spend every evening watching a movie on WESN. The classics that fill your heart with merriment and cheer as we celebrate together the most wonderful time of the year.
This is my island in December.
This Christmas, WESN celebrates with you as the content capital brings the big screen classics. Gather your family and tune in to WESN from December 1st to 31st at 8 p.m. nightly for We Christmas Movie Classics.
Santa's coming to town. Santa! Oh my God! Santa here? I know him.
Only on WESN, Content Capital.
Maybe he landed here totally by coincidence. But if by chance he's admiring your fresh coat of Benjamin Moore soft sky blue, well, that's a pretty high compliment. Coming from an expert.
Money is something we all deal with, but how many of us truly understand it? What if you could make better decisions with your money? Decisions that secure your future, protect your family, and bring you peace of mind. I'm Darren Jacobs, and I'm here to help you make sense of your dollars. Welcome to Dollars and Cents, the show that breaks down the financial world in ways that matter to you. No jargon, no confusion, just real conversations about money, your money. So join me every Wednesday at 10 a.m. on WESN for Dollars and Cents.
Pastor J, I want to get a tattoo.
You really
respond
wanna
to me.
respond
Respond to
to you?
me. How you would respond to me.
The first question I'll ask is why.
Controversial taboo topics.
We get so consumed by church, we forget that we have to live the life of being a Christian outside of the Sunday.
Like you say,
services.
we think going to a service makes us a Christian.
Exactly.
Yeah. Right. So we are about to hear the second time Pastor J wanted to take a tattoo.
Would have been late last year and early this year.
Oh gosh.
Hope Unfiltered podcast with Pastor J and Ren.
Knowing how to tell authentic is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Find it, match it, search it. Step 1. Find the style number on the tag. Step 2. Match the style number inside the jersey with the number on the tag. Step 3. Search it. A quick Google search of the style number will verify the jersey is authentic when the search results match the jersey being searched. Don't be fooled by counterfeit jerseys. Before you buy, remember to find it, match it, search it.
Fan Zone, 2 locations nationwide. Center City Mall, Chaguanas and Movietown, Port of Spain. Nationwide delivery available.
There might have been a little bit of overlap from 8th grade into that, but 8th or 9th to 12th grade. And in 3rd place, we have team EzTech Build Tech, and they are
I think they were guests on the one of our shows too.
They were really.
Yeah. We didn't give them any secrets. They had no advantage over everybody else.
No, they gave us secrets.
I was going to say, yes. They came on and we said, this is the gold standard. Follow what they're doing.
Wow.
They're demonstrating. They put it to work. Congratulations. Yes. In 2nd place, from Port of Spain in Trinidad and Tobago, we have Team TNT. Congratulations.
Great work.
And I think it's completely appropriate that I announce the 1st place winner because just the name of the team is near and dear to my heart. From Yamaguchi, Japan, we have Team I Love Ice Cream.
I love ice cream. In all caps. In all caps.
So if you're a bit confused, that was the announcement of the 2025 Farmcraft winners. And Trinidad and Tobago has made history on this global esports and education stage. Now, securing 2nd place in this global competition. So using Minecraft education, these 2 Queen's Royal College students outperformed thousands worldwide by designing sustainable agricultural systems rooted in local environments. This is Shiloh Atwell, and he's in the center of the picture, and Salim Devanesh on the right. Sorry. And then, so joining me this morning to discuss all of this and just explain to us exactly what is Farmcraft is Akil O'Connor, along with the 2 brilliant young minds behind this achievement. So good morning, gentlemen, and welcome to AM Prime.
Good morning.
Yeah. So how are you guys this morning? Yeah.
Kind of tired.
You all look tired, oh gosh.
I'm excited.
And that's good. So, well, my first question goes to you, Akil. Just to put this entire thing in perspective, and for many of us that don't know, I mean, I've heard about Minecraft, but I've never actually heard about Farmcraft. So, give it to us. What exactly is NASA Farmcraft, the NASA Farmcraft competition? What is it? How is it judged? What is it based on? All of it.
All right, so to keep it very simple, Farmcraft is a part of Minecraft education. So for those who know Minecraft and Minecraft education, completely separate. It's not the same thing. And what it is, NASEF, which is the Network of Academic and Scholastic Esports Federation, they created a customized challenge which used agriculture as a form of problem-based learning in order to help students understand about sustainability as well as issues that arise in modern farming.
Now, why is the second place win so big?
Okay, that's a great question. Why is it such a big thing? Because NASEF is an international federation. So, this year was the biggest year with over 60 countries participating. Now, in each country is multiple teams. Right. So for us, we were only one team. But in some countries was 100 teams. In some countries was over 1,000 participants. So for them to achieve second place in the senior division, so there's the junior and the senior division. Juniors is from, I believe, 7 to 13. And seniors is 13 to 18. For them to achieve second place in the world, outplacing so many other countries and strategies is impressive, because even playing Minecraft, there's a lot of skill involved in it. Yeah. And while this is a game, it is a competition. And essentially what Farmcraft is, you have to get the highest score. So through your building or through your growing your farm and these challenges, you gain a score, and the higher you score, the better you place. And the boys were able to produce a score that was second in the world.
How long was this, did they have to build this farm, or how long was the competition?
Okay, so to give a bit more context, Farmcraft is in different phases. So there's a pre-phase. So before the actual competition begins, there's a building phase where they give the students a challenge to build various, I don't use farms, various, help me out boys, what I could use? Agricultural sites, excellent. So what they challenge them to do is, in your country, design a site or something close to what is from, because each country is different. Each country has different resources. So for us, the ones that we came up with were which ones did we build?
Northern Range. Valencia Timber Project.
Wow.
So there's a pre-stage, so they did models of those, and then for the actual competition, that's where we play the Farmcraft map to achieve the high score. And then even after the competition, there's also a follow-up segment where they encourage the students to try different strategies, because outside of just achieving a high score, okay, so if you use technology, try using, without technology, use your hands only, or use pesticides, use fertilizers. So in that way, it helps with the problem solving to help students understand that there are different ways to tackle a problem or look at things through an agricultural lens.
Right. Now, this year's theme focused on land demand. Why do you think that is an important concept for young people to explore, especially in the Caribbean?
Because land is limited. We have to maximize our use of land. And even as the boys saw when we played the map this year, you started off with one plot of land. And then as you progress, you get another plot. Then it gets bigger. So what it's trying to show is that how can you maximize your acres of land? And when you get the opportunity to expand, can you optimally sustain the larger farm? Because as the boys experienced, when the farms got larger, it was quite a challenge. It got really difficult. And even with us in the Caribbean, even I would say even Trinidad, sometimes scaling is an issue. You're accustomed to 2 acres, but what if you get 10 acres? Can you scale appropriately and manage that farm in a sustainable way?
Wow. Now, you've supported TNT teams for 3 consecutive years. What do you think changed in 2025 that led to this major leap, this major accomplishment?
I would say the prior experience we had to the competition helped, as well as the addition of Shiloh, because Salim used to participate on his own. Right. He was a solo player, because unfortunately we were not getting the support from the wider community. So we have been persevering with Farmcraft on our own, but with Shiloh coming on board and that additional help and resource, it definitely added fuel to the fire, and that extra firepower we needed to gain the highest score.
Wow. Now, the stars of the moment, these boys, Shiloh and Salim, how did it feel hearing Trinidad and Tobago called for second place?
I didn't know it was such a big thing. It's my first year doing this, and it's my first time. So when I did it, I said, I'm going to do this. I had fun doing it, and I get second.
Right.
I was surprised, because during that time I was in a camp. I hear looking at my phone, what? Second place? seeing everybody on statuses on WhatsApp.
Right.
I was surprised.
Yeah. Salim?
I was shocked. I participated from 2023 to now, and in them 2 years in 2023 and 2024, we never placed below 50.
Wow.
And when I see these scores, it comes as a shock to me because that's the highest we ever placed. It's a big jump.
No, you boys did amazing. Second, I mean, it's not third, it's second. So.
And as Salim correctly pointed out, the odds were against us. In previous years, we know the level of competition that we face in those other countries. Those students are grinding, and we know that the boys put out a good score, but second, it was a shock.
Yeah, congratulations. So can you walk us through your project, right? How did you decide what a sustainable farm in Trinidad and Tobago should look like?
What it should look like? I first when I went into the country a lot. My grandfather is from the country, so I know how the farms look. So during our build, I think what will look good and get me into the competition. So the first area was the harvesting area where you cut on the trees. Then I went to the timber procession to make it into the logs into usable wood types like fences and gates and doors. Then I went to the nursery where we replant the saplings and take care of the saplings to plant back into the forest area. And then we look at the education board where we have the main questions. I really took inspiration on the country. In country meaning like where most agriculture and farms happen.
Right, where you find a lot of land.
When there's have a lot of land. That was really how I got my inspiration to build that map.
Right.
And how I reached second.
So you would have competed against 73 countries. What was the hardest part of the competition for you?
For me? It was trying to figure out how to build the log procession, like the timbering area, where you make the planks into logs, how to accurately describe that going along.
Right. Now, in terms of, many people would know about Minecraft. Minecraft is a game where you build. I played Minecraft, that was like years ago. You find, what is it, like, you break down trees or cut down trees and you create different, what's the word, like,
different builds.
And blocks and, yeah, it's a very, I would say, it's not a complicated game, but I think you have to be creative. You have to have a creative mind, right?
What I would love, what if you like to point out, like what you're seeing on the screen there, they created the full thing. They got a blank map. The map was blank, and the trees, the pathways, the signs, they designed. So even hearing them describe this process, because again, I honestly don't know Minecraft. I will admit that wholeheartedly. I am not a Minecraft expert.
Yeah.
But seeing what the boys produced blew my mind.
Yeah.
Because he thought it out, he planned it out, as I said, he did some research, and he was able to replicate it in the game.
Right. Now, that's what I wanted to understand, or get the viewers to understand as well. In Minecraft, when you start playing Minecraft, you have land. But in your case, in this Farmcraft, you had to create everything from scratch. Yeah? And that's the difference between Farmcraft and Minecraft. And so I think Minecraft is you're mining. So you have the land and you're mining, like caves and and then Farmcraft, you're building this farms. It's any name. All right, so now, did you at any point have to use Minecraft education to help or change the way you think about agriculture, science, even getting into problem solving to complete the game?
I don't think, for me, education didn't make a difference. Okay. It's the farmcraft itself. Because you have to download it onto the Minecraft education. So it isn't really doing anything besides hosting the map.
Okay. So your knowledge of Minecraft or your knowledge of or experience playing these games over, some years, did that help or did that make it easier this time around?
Yeah, it helped with the building challenges.
Mm-hmm. Just the building challenges?
Yes.
Both of you? Yeah.
I think they sell themselves short because, again, they make it sound very easy. It's like, yeah, we just build and go and create a forest and a whole timber situation and a waterfall.
I already established you boys are being extremely humble.
They
which
are
is
being
good,
very, I'm like, guys, it's not that easy. I can barely build a wall.
Yeah, I agree. Now, what did teamwork look like between you two, especially in collaborating and balancing schoolwork especially?
It was, since the farmcraft didn't take so long, it's like 30 minutes to 45 minutes. We still went through, we did our run through, then straight back to revision.
Right.
It was the teamwork. It had like 3 different areas. So we separated them. We was equally in all different zones. I was in the cotton tree zone. Salim was in the farm zone. I think cotton. And Akil, who helped us out, was in the farm. So he was planting seeds, I was cutting down trees and replanting the saplings. And Salim was
buying the seeds and planting the cotton.
So that's true, we had to reach to stage 4 or 5. Level 4 or 5?
4.
It was level 4, and then we beat the game.
Right.
So we get a good, so during that is how much time and how much points we rank up.
Right.
Which we able to get enough on to make on the leaderboard to get second.
Right. Now, the process itself sounds like a lot of work. Did this make it hard for you all to balance your revision and the term tests, all of this?
Not really.
No?
Not really.
You're able to balance everything good?
Yeah, it was a balance.
Okay. What form are you guys in?
I'm in 3.
2.
Wow.
I would say they're being humble.
Yes.
No, I mean, at some context, it was the week before the end of term tests. So the parents were, Mr. O'Connor, they have school. Yeah. So again, they balance, in their minds, it was a small thing. Yeah. In the general scheme, it's like, no, we have like 2 hours to do this. Yeah. So we have to meet, we have to be on time, we have to get this one playthrough, because one playthrough was about 45 minutes, and then it was back to revising.
Yeah.
I was studying while I was playing. I had the Bmobile app, and running around, fixing the drones.
And I guess your parents said it was worth it. It was worth it now. Now, after this experience, do you think, has it changed what you see yourselves doing in the future? Do you see yourself doing anything in line with this? Whether it be in reality, agriculture, or continue in the gaming world?
Yeah, it opened doors for me, like where I am right now. It opened real doors for me. It definitely changed how I will run next time. I'll probably do it next year too, the Farmcraft 2026, and see what place I get.
Salim?
I'm definitely going to continue doing this. I love the experience of playing Farmcraft. And I've been playing Minecraft since 2016, and all that paired with the challenges that they give us, it's been a real fun.
Yeah. Now, Akil, based on these results, what do you think this says about the potential of esports games and these game-based learning education in our economy?
It shows that, to me, this shows that game-based learning is a reality. It is because there has been discussions, there's always been discussions about modernizing the classroom, using smart boards, getting more technology, using gaming, and seeing something practical like this shows that, and especially through the lens of agriculture, which is not a popular lens by all means. How do you make agriculture? But as you hear the boys saying, it's fun. You know, the fact that they willingly want to do it in something in a boring field such as agriculture, it shows that there is a lot of potential for game-based learning to help improve education, especially in Trinidad and Tobago, that is currently boasting to be going into digital and AI sector.
Now, looking ahead, what are your hopes for Farmcraft in 2026 and a wider school participation, getting more schools involved or more students involved?
That is exactly it, and that's all we've been asking for. That's all we've been asking for, because this is a free program, by the way. There's no paywall. There's no paywall to this. Farmcraft is free. NASA Farmcraft is free. It's just about collaboration, reach out. And yes, we would love to see, I would love to see more Salines, more Shilohs, see more innovative builds, see what other parts or sectors of the agricultural economy people could produce. So I would love to see more involvement in both schools and students in the community.
Nice. Would you consider reaching out to maybe the Education Ministry just to see if you can get more support?
Yes, that will be my dream. If they would partner or assist, even just promote it, I will be very happy with that.
Yeah, awesome. All right, so boys, finally, my last question to you, just each of you or either of you, leave a message with the students, other students who might be watching and interested or, you know, unsure about joining. Just leave a message.
You will have a good time. It is not as boring, and you will experience things. You will have fun doing it too, and you won't give it up easily. You see I'll spend 10 minutes and then you end up playing a whole hour. So that's my message.
Salim.
Well, I have nothing to add to that besides it's free.
I love that. It's free, guys. It's free. So we definitely, I wish you guys all the best. Next year, do it again. I really hope you do get the support and more members to help you guys out. Yeah. Thanks for coming on this morning. And I will definitely be looking forward to hearing more about Farmcraft. And well, this competition, it's annually.
Yes, it is an annual competition. So Farmcraft, well, fingers crossed, Farmcraft 2026 is happening.
Right. All right, so that brings us to the end of AM Prime this morning. I want to thank all my guests for joining me today, as well as my viewers for watching, for tuning in. As always, I will leave you with this. Always go with your passions. Never ask yourself if it's realistic or not. So I think that is, and I saw that quote, I found it to be very appropriate for this morning's conversation. And do enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe, stay inspired, stay informed. And we have Sean Michael Small on the hour of 8 o'clock with Talking Points, so definitely stay tuned for that. And I'll see you back here again tomorrow morning. Bye-bye.
WESN